Oh, hello. You're not with the cleaners, I take it. Please forgive this.
The man stares around the room in bewildered horror. A guest at his own vivisection.
Cleaning, apparently. I've never seen such disarray. You wouldn't think the process of cleaning an apartment would take so much uncleaning.
His own appearance is neat and precisely kempt.
Have you seen my model train? I suspect one of the cleaners may have misplaced it.
Still looking around the room.
I'm Rino, or Rinotel. What can I do for you? Of course. He's the cleaning coordinator. I've been assured the Lusians are handling his bill. She's magnificent, isn't she? She's got 3 coats. Where to even start? It's an extremely rare. I'd really like to find it. Oh, thank you. It must be around. I don't,
Discrepancy found.
Oh, right. It's possible I offered up my pied-à-terre as a venue. More as a courtesy than anything. Disappointing. I was told the NDAs were ironclad. Let's be clear that any dealings are strictly speculative. That said, I'm in the process of acquiring and rehabilitating a certain piece of disused infrastructure.
The seeming non sequitur.
It's a hole in the ground, really. An old rocket silo left over from the days of Project Autonomia on the Beetle Tract. The moon doesn't care about politics. And besides, my involvement has mostly been via my contacts within MTER. I had very little to do with our strange cousins. Indeed. And Portofino stands to benefit as well. What's not to like about it? I'm afraid I don't know anything. My connection is with the MTER side of the table. Well, I can't attest to their present condition. My dear friend Oscar and I went a bit hard. I haven't seen him in several days. Rather the opposite, I would say. But if you and Oscar are already acquainted, he's the one you should be... Well, there was also his deputy, the junior to Oscar Sr. That's it, Frederick. He's the one to speak to, I would say. The Minister of Mass Culture. Yes. I gathered that he will be... That's certainly out of the question. I understand Minister Reyes is intensely private. For security reasons. Never.
The man sighs deeply.
Now please, let's never discuss. We do. There are no tricks to it. It's largely compound interest and time. You know how superblock communists build their economics on 3 pillars. That's, well, no. I believe canonically the 3 pillars are supply, demand, and magic. As we in the developed world don't have the luxury of relying on magic, we replaced it with compound interest. Look it up. It'll change your life. No magic required. Well, it's not very polite to say, but most people suffer from poor impulse control. To tell you the truth, my own impulse control, or lack thereof, has been a lifelong curse. My business endeavors have succeeded because I've spent years fighting my own wiring. To not fall prey to market logic. The market ebbs and flows, as you know. That, in turn, locks us into investment cycles that... So, to challenge my higher education bias, I've hired a special consultant. One who specializes in esoteric knowledge, inaccessible, hidden medium of sorts,
highly attuned to transmigratory souls. These interstitial beings are a rich source of counter-cyclical investment advice.
The history of communications is the history of people trying to contact the spirit plane. Clay tablets, film camera.
A Rustamian who literally washed up on the shore one day. Mysterious fellow. Prefers to keep to himself.
Mysterious Rustamian. Radiant. A long shot, but worth following up on. Could be anyone.
I'm loath to reveal.
Now, was there any...
He looks at his watch.
I really don't want to get into it now. Just look at this mess. Yes, that's me.
He doesn't like being called the phone guy.
Be well.
The title unfurls in the words jar a memory,
Science fiction as a genre?
liable to launch into a word-perfect recitation at any given moment. The book pièce de résistance levels of hand-painted in one. Shin Crassus III, 4099. Less than 2 months of... According to Cressy, in the streets, the people are celebrating. Meanwhile, their liberator has been barricaded inside his citadel for a week, writhing in the throes of unprecedented psychic torment. It is the malicious ambition of Supreme Dictator Hyzai, archfiend of the Galactic Shogunate, to contaminate the blood of a humble warlord from the Tarsier-infested jungle planet of... Lastra had a thing about Tarsiers. Rumor has it he even kept one as a pet. He called it his Auger Goblin. That is the purview of the Auger Goblin. An odyssey of spiritual dialysis. The whole plot basically follows the vessel's increasingly desperate and self-destructive attempts to extricate his foe's blood from his own. In the end, masquerading as a pulpy exploitation novel. In reality, it's a work of what the Treffe school of psychoanalysts call Vorbewusstsein, the yearning for life before the advent of human consciousness. an unmistakable sign that your sentience is in its infancy. You scrounge through the scenes flash against the bedsheet screen of your mind, framed in the same red veinage as the vessel strapped to a bed, incisions across his chest, covered in pulsing slugs as all around him ring the chants of the leech charmer. A trepanation with a cosmic drill device, the vessel's desperate attempt to awaken his latent hemokinetic powers. All the better to mount a psychic assault against Hyzai. Trepanning. Yes, yes, yes. Any book that can... And of course, the big finale. The vessel, an ancient woman, and a strange insectile being covered in silver plates are connected via the tubes of an alien transfusion machine, exchanging blood in silent communion. Also, blood-fueled mechs. The creature is a blood connoisseur from a higher plane of existence. A god, basically. Eventually, the vessel manages to make contact with it and establish a deal. The connoisseur will use its technology to extract Hyzai's blood from the vessel. It was a bloody affair, but yes, kind of. The powers that were awakened helped lock the vessel in metamortal combat with Hyzai, without which he would not have survived the climactic transfusion conclusion. So the trepanning was worth it, on balance, even though he almost died there also. Lastra was an absolute fiend for a mech. Definitely awe. See, psychic vampire alien gods, wrath of. You flip the book back, you return.
Upon us, thunder roaring and lightning flashing through the portal sky.
Back again, are we?
Rain, falling trees, blood.
Ah, my young friend of the avant-garde, the savant of the scene. Has he sent you for another high-end piece of mine? There must be a misunderstanding. The jacket's paid for. Let me clarify. The young man doesn't owe me any money. He owes the bank money.
Why would a Leviathan hunt down a single minnow?
One of their subsidiaries recently launched a new scheme called the Financial Citizen. It allows people to buy things, art and services here, in the now, but pay for them later. It's getting quite popular as of late. According to the brochure I received, it makes the economy faster. I say that you cannot rush talent. Their subsidiary is right here in Portofino. The customer signs an application, which I send to my creditors. I am paid shortly after. Life goes on, we all smile. Of course not. I bear my young friend no ill will. However, I am saddened to say that the Financial Citizen may feel differently. Very little. I make use of their services, and I'm sure an emptier person could explain. The jacket itself was 500 sol. Underpriced for a masterpiece. But there's accruing interest. Service... I'm perplexed. Does the young savant not understand how he afforded the jacket? We'll disagree then. He is aesthetically astute. He gets style and the finer points of my craft. And please tell Kurt not to worry about me. We are settled. But do remind him of his arrangement with the bank. I'd like to keep making pieces for him.
He circles you.
This look doesn't evoke much. I prefer a unified ensemble. Of course.
Marito squints up at the dilapidated.
Hola again, miss. Please stand back. Eviction notice, miss. We got reports of squatters in the Palace of Culture. Marito's about to go in.
He leans to the side, peering into the dark. Does the proto-fascist larvae not know that palaces of culture were built to be free and open to all?
It's for their safety. The building's all rotten on the inside. Not to mention that if anything happens, we'll waste valuable Guardia time picking their remains out of the rubble. I'd prefer willingly.
He makes no move towards the building at all.
Not right now, miss. Marito needs to concentrate. Once this is all over, maybe. It's just methodological complexities. See? But in parallel, an officer must breach the zone.
Ah, can't speak. Look, wobbling legs, prey shakes.
That's what a laywoman would say. You need tech. It just needs some figure.
He nods at Officer Marie.
Operation's still underway, miss.
He nods.
Good to see you on the scene. Yes? Really? What? The bank? How can it be? This is not what the scene is about. I owe money to Emter? See you. Good to see you on the scene again. See you. Good to see you on the scene again.
Go with the flow.
Good to see you on...
Money. Some say it is real, others say it is fake. But it definitely has. For this young man, the explanation should be as simple as possible.
What does that mean?
Even simpler.
But how can it be? I've never even met any...
You can do it. There is a moment of almost serene, silent reflection within his eyes before the
Oh no. So I'm in a lot of debt. Is this what they call the invisible hand? I think I am feeling it around my... Should I become an illusion brand ambassador? How am I going to face my father like this? He's a proud man, he wouldn't understand. No, it would never work out. He's got no sense of style and spends it. It is just not possible for a Portofiran to pay back a loan. No one's ever done it. There must be somebody from Emter around here who could... Like a high priest of capital, or a liquidity mage. Please.
that Mr. Metamoto guy comes to mind.
He's old school, living in his delusion. Zero knowledge of the scene or what's fresh. Going to give me another one of his lectures. Yeah, like what's dead. He's the manager of the house.
But that's Tonio, the building manager.
If you saw him, you know what I'm talking about. We're different.
The hard-working father and the wasteful son.
The scene's the scene. See you on...
Back for more.
He offers you a grin he doesn't seem to have a firm hold on. This man is no would-be passenger.
Am I? She is powerful. She is all. She is trained. I am trapped. I was beginning to think I didn't need this, any of this. I see it all now. My desires are clear. Lolita must roll upon me like medium-sized. I should do. And then meet my friend the ambassador at the table to discuss terms. Oh yes, this. Love is hell. Is
Now that you have both parts, you could try repairing it and returning it to Reno. Or just keep it. Might come in handy as a blackmail tool if you have to open up this junior negotiator.
a forgiver. We are around. We linger. Whose debt needs abracadabra? Yes, our program for the disadvantaged to accentuate their purchasing power. Fantastic stuff. Very fair rates. Fair child, there is no such thing as money. It is a mere promissory note. Why not? Seems I have very little on. But I require holy water. Yes, the holiest. In well-stocked markets and machines. The name. Return with it, and we can begin the ride.
Well, that is, of course.
Flap in the air like a giant child's tongue.
No, no, no. To come
Could have guessed that was coming.
again. Now you understand. If you insist. Wonder.
The senior negotiator takes the drink from you and downs it without even sitting up properly.
Now, treaties and secrets.
The master treaty that ended history and stagnated all current world affairs, signed 96 years ago by of the cessation of war between great powers. Spies became the new soldiers, a twilight ascendancy.
But I don't think they realize that it's still being negotiated. This secret treaty that Emter has brought to Luce. It's another piece of scaffolding to prop up the decaying facade of the Tour Wolgar. I'm sure you've noticed. La Luce have started up military action again. This Réunion campaign of theirs, imperialism with new branding. We're going to shut all that down. No more fighter jets, no more aircraft carriers, no more little annexations of former territories that end with flat-bombed capitals and bodies in craters. A free peek in the girls' changing rooms, of course. A dalliance with the developed world. Culture blockade comes down. La Luz get to hawk their wares uninhibited.
Exchanging one front for another. No physical war, just a cultural one.
I do, yes. I think it's a very good deal for the bank. Look around. Lusian culture is already among us. Bringing them into the developed world won't make that much difference. If anything, it will legit. Not ashamed to admit, I was quite moved by some of the recent electropop offerings. And you never know. Maybe showing them the wonders of our side of town. Apparently, some tete-a-tete time with the Minister of Mass Culture himself. Although, word is, Reyes is very keen on this deal. Wants a few cries of dissent amongst the military hardliners, yes. All action, light, and noise. No understanding of soft power. At Reno's pied-à-terre, the city's true seat of power. I don't know. Gaps in the schedule, unclear times of arrival. Oscar and Freddy are getting played. Metamoto is just the maintenance man. Sent in to check the oldest part of the house, see if it'll hold. The moon. He will take the whole. Even if Reno's eyes have swiveled towards lunar assets. He wants to send He is hosting the secret treaties in exchange for these cosmic flights, where they've been for the last century, loitering outside the party they can't get into. Tell no one. But you can tell everyone that Metamoto's going to fold the Lusians like entry-level origami.
When they eventually turn up.
My kind of picture. Oh, so not just big picture. You're talking illicit picture. The secrets of the realm. Copies of 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 copies. Lusian Minister of High Economy. He had a name, but no hope of recall, I'm afraid, given current circumstances. Aggressive, but honest. No nonsense. replete with vision.
Behind milky corneas is our
Rapid on logistics. Got the layers, the interlocking. Talked about growth, dynamic curves, and diversification. A pleasure to stare down across the table. A copy? An alleged imprint? I'll be honest, I could not. Not at first, at least. But eventually there was something uncanny about him. Like he was imitating movement. A fraction of a second behind the true conductor.
an image. It's negative. The image again.
But who's to say I wasn't simply projecting? I'd be happy to sit across from him again. Bring it onward. Years ago, sovereign funds, overseas. The cut and thrusting of jurisdictions. North Kino, post-Civil War. Where to put money and how to put it. Of his sacred deals, Metamoto will speak no more. Officially, near nothing. My compensation, the love of the game. Also, massive chunks of equity. Every night before bed, I clasp my hands together and pray for seismic liquidity events. L'Empire Sans Territoire. We are a bank. The bank. Highly... the dark origins of our then. Centuries back, far before the Tour Wulgar and the vivisection of the world, MTR was one of the first banks ever incorporated. Of course, in those days, it was simply Banque Impériale. Well, eventually, La Banque found itself in a death stroke. The great powers backed our rival, cowards, and outlawed us from establishing any physical presence. We were driven far below the surface. Thus, we became the first shadow bank. No legal recourse to collect debts, of course. So we had to employ a corps of bruisers to crack defaulting skulls. Now it's all so much more humane. Peaks above board. The full stimulation package. Back to times past. We stayed invisible, mounting power over decades, over centuries, until we leapt back into the light. We bankrolled a certain enterprising rebel faction in Niado Lima. Bloody struggle. Many years. Once the last of the blood had been hosed off the streets, our clients realized it takes even more money to run a government than to topple one. Hence our greatest innovation, the stability loan.
In some distant parts of the world, Emter is euphemistically called the Kindly Ones, using their true name directly as reserved for curses. And devourers of sovereignty cannot be seen, cannot be killed.
Now we grip a string on every limb of the world. Welcome home. Coolest party in town. Good deal, very good deal. Who doesn't appreciate stability? Of course, they saw the sense. Now they are blossoming with debt. And that, we saved this place. You realize that? Peripheral backwater, barbaric. Without us, swallowed by Reunion. Eaten alive by the sister kingdom. Only the beginning of my sharp. Debt is stimulating. Makes people work for tomorrow. The future. Next, the city sheds its debt. They should be thanking me for my largesse. Oh, of course. Behind the gun, not held up by it. I can tolerate them if they're not too long and I have a good booth. Much prefer a good jazz club, though. Ah, the opera of the opera. Too much magnitude. Goodbye.
Roaring through Port of Europe.
A postbox with drawers, and you step away from. A plain canvas. The rain boots might as well. You turn back. The abandoned car. You fold back. The blue painted door of the houseboat before you. Creep.
Busy. Come back later.
Unmistakably the voice from the miracle line. Duchess. You hear her mumble something.
I know you. We've spoken, haven't we?
Fuck yes. Fuck yes.
Don't talk about yourself like that, darling. Come close.
A serrated blade pops out through her letterbox, wildly seeking your flesh.
You think you're clever finding me here? You think you're the first? Leave me alone. It's my job, you pathetic imbecile. I don't want anything to do with any of you. I don't exist.
The knife thrusts out of the door in time with every furious syllable. You hear her mum.
What? That's... Was this what... Did he... Damn. It was the one named Pigeon, right? Bastard.
The woman's eyes are sad but warm, crinkled against the sunlight filtering in through the gaps in the wall.
Sam was my father's name. That old creep just keeps finding new ways to make me feel... watched.
Do whatever you like with it. I'm sorry the old creep made a fool of you, but let's not let it ruin our day. I feel like that would be letting him win. Not really. He just likes me to know that he's watching, and to feel in control. He won't escalate unless he thinks I'm trying to escape. I realize how strange and frightening that sounds when I come to tell somebody else. But in my line of work, you just get used to it. I'm listening. Oh, you were being serious. I'm sorry, hon. It's not about you. If you need work, I know that Tonio in the alleyway is always looking for people to help him sleep. I've heard that too. I prefer not to think about it, hon. It's my income. I just don't know what else I'd do. Not really, love. It's automatic. There'll be some man waffling on about mermaids or pop stars, and I'm just here picking the polish off. Well, my favorite... I used to have an old client who called me because I could mimic the voice of his late wife. Not even any sex stuff, just chatting about it. Right? The world is so full of love. It's... You're welcome, hon. It's nice to speak to someone in person for once. I'll have to grab the phone if it rings, but other... Thank you, sweetheart. It does have its perks. But it does get very cold in winter. Now listen to me. I don't know what to tell you, hon. 2 kids, boat.
She looks around as if seeking information about herself from the room.
Long gone, sweetie. No forwarding address. It was harder with him here, honestly. All we did was argue toward the... It was the miracle line that scared him off. Made him jealous. Couldn't handle it. Called me all sorts of names in front of the kids. Yeah. I had an interview at a sandwich...
He stared at her mouth. Disbelief. Wonder. His dreams come to life.
Nobody wants to hire a prostitute, hon. And if they do, it's because they think I'm a free fuck. Were you expecting a miracle? Always dreamed of operating my own...
She laughed.
It's slow going. The moment I sit down...
The market is a mad god. A beginner.
Wouldn't be a miracle if I did. Happy to chat, love. Wow, really? Oh, just a textbook. Green cover. She said she left it in a satchel outside her door. That's my book. How do you have this? Are you also getting your correspondence degree? I suppose I'm not. It was, yes. I was actually hoping my sister would read it. No, nothing like that. I just thought our mother was a complicated woman. We spent a lot of our childhood hiding from her. To be... not physically. Our mum just always had this extra sense. She knew the worst possible thing she could say at any moment. The thing that would cut you... Yeah. Fortunately, my sister and I had each other. And we developed exactly that. Thanks, love. Playing at a friend's house. You know kids, always an Of course not, hon. Nice to meet you, Herschel. I'm Zeta, but I'm sure you know to keep that to yourself. You're sweet. Drop by again, Herschel.
The woman stiffens as you approach.
Ah, hello. We meet again.
She's referring to the honor book stall next to her.
Oh. Well, I have some time, so please go. I tried to, but I couldn't finish it, which is always a sign. The writer clearly lacked intention and seemed incapable of inserting surface-level sense.
All those meanings were embedded so deep. All Holocene did was hunt for meaning, especially, perhaps, where it doesn't exist.
I assure you, if I was incapable of finding... Still, you may find... I knew there was something happening down there, but I admit, I'm a coward and a shell. I chose to look away so long as the review was kept in operation. Gosh, you always seem so naive. I believe you, don't worry. But... Oh, are you alright? Do you need a doctor? Well, I'm glad to...
I deserve a much worse.
Let's talk about something else. Oh, probably due to you finding me away from... Well, I would be. Unfortunately, that issue won't be going to print. We've had our funding cut. At least, I'm trying to hold myself together.
It's been much harder.
I was told that security...
No doubt due to the security breach you enacted. An unfortunate knock on it.
It's a book of poems called Turned to Fruit. There's nothing wrong with them per se. It's more a matter of taste. When you have read as many poems as I have, it's... As you should. I have had...
Overly defensive. Usually a sign of insecurity.
Of course. Goodbye.
Marcia? Ah, so you gave her the gift, did you?
Did the kids like it?
Yes, tell me, did they like it? No play at all. Oh, well, I knew she wouldn't accept a gift from a client. So...
Technically harmless, weapons-grade creepy.
What threat? I've hardly moved...
Pigeon! That stuff you said. Her being your friend, confiding in you. You said you weren't gonna do that stuff no more.
Bah, fuck off back to your manatees and leave me alone. Still closer than you'll ever get.
Deathly quiet. Loud Zhao hardly even breathes. The smile has gone from his features.
What? Can't a man try and do something nice for a woman? Is that still legal here?
For a moment,
You can't live off 4 and 6 forever. Might be enough.
he wants the real thing.
I'm dying anyway. Who gives a fuck? And I knew her kids would like the present. That was... You're welcome. Please. I spent 2-3/4 of my life missing up.
No sense of direction.
These idiots could have done it too if they put half as much energy into it as they do into masturbating. After all that high and mighty stuff, you're still wondering about an old man's sexual proclivities, eh? Guess it's only fair. You did me a favor after all. You think I would care? When we talk, I'm back in my military days flying a V-1... The enemy. She's Lucian, you see, and I'm on my way to obliterate her city. No, those were burial. Incendiary bombs, cluster munitions, blood, shrapnel, women, pin. Can't have a fantasy with no people. She starts screaming as the end. Then the bombs start. She screams for me until her voice goes hoarse and she can't keep going. And then, you asked, miss, and if you ever feel like screaming, just call me.
Until next.
Baby, these return visits make me think we should be exclusive. And I'm looking for a government that'll tuck me in at night. What kind of protection? I see. Someone causing you grief, baby girl? Then, hypothetically, it's not that simple. Since you're not local, let me explain something. B-Town's not like other places. Carabineros roll out these gunpowder sniffing hounds and go on walks a couple times a year. You know, to remind people what's what. The dogs are a mean foreign breed. No hair, all teeth. Nah, I'm saying show me your palms. Hold them out, side by side, even. My great-grandmother, back at Rustam, she was a Strega.
A high-ranking member of the military, sworn to protect the Rustamian head of state.
Long lifeline, but it's broken in two spots. One in the past, one in the future. Yep.
The past you can account for, but the future...
Could mean anything, could mean nothing.
People like him have an intuition for things like this. Mystic knowledge.
Your love line is split clean in two. About midway, like you were cut. I can see you're barely shaking.
Suddenly, his posture straightened.
All right, you're good. We can talk. Maybe if I take you out to dinner one night. You, me, lamb tagine. Just say the word.
The only reason he stood here is to make money out of people like you. But what makes you so special?
I don't want to deny you, baby girl. On this...
What's something to do with you, then? Maybe it's something to do with him that's from...
All right, let's start with the big picture. What kind of protection are we talking about? Elegant, cold, a big steel, or polymer? Legacy versus logistics. Steel's hefty, but kicks less. Polymer's light, slick, plastic fantastic. That's my girl. Now, this one's crucial. Safety switch? Sure, I can respect that. For you,
keeping it quiet wouldn't go amiss.
I'll see if I can get you a subsonic kit. It'll... Oh man, I'm excited.
Out of the question. He must be able to get you something sooner than...
Tomorrow? Shit. Why do I always fall for the high maintenance girl? Alright. It won't be your dream piece, but it'll be good. Only thing is, I need cash up front. 200 sold. Non-negotiable. Alright. Just tell me when you have the money. I'll handle the rest. I'll be seeing...
Heads bent together. The man with dark floppy hair and the woman, they matched the description given by Ignatz, right down to the mole on the woman's chin. The Carabiniero murmurs something to her. You cannot hear. In your hand, it would be much easier to take a decent one shot and make it count. The pair are totally focused on each other, oblivious to your presence. You can see that the woman is holding a silver. She's the bartender from the fogged mirror. Bartender spy. The back of her hand grazes the side of his face. He leans into the brief touch. Heads bent. They matched. The Carabiniero. In your hand, it would be much. One shot. Make it count. The pair are totally focused. You can see she's the bar. The back of her hand grazes it. The Ignatz you've met is a lie. A construct carefully crafted and expertly. Heads bent. They match. In your. It would be much. One shot. Make it count. The pair are totally. You can. She's the bar. The back of her hand grazes. He's made a show of bringing you into a secret fold, set you trials to pass. The job has nothing to do with the photos. It's about you. He must have kept watch on you during your last outing to Portofino. Who knows what stories he might have conjured up of the... Oh, it's absolutely a sex thing. Though thankfully not directed at you. He stumbled on evidence of their trysts, likely while following Lucia around. He's 100% stalking her. And in his espionage-obsessed imagination, he twisted it to suit his own interest. Are you sure you want to think about that? The woman's head is solidly in frame, but unfortunately, attracting attention is a risk, but a better angle may present itself. None the wiser to your presence, the Carabiniero continues his monologue to his controller. The woman's head is solidly in... Attracting attention is a risk, but a better angle may present itself. Lucia's head turns to follow the high-pitched sound, but in the ambient white noise of the... It's like someone smeared petroleum jelly on the lens. Buttons are primitive technology. The latest hot thing, and nothing happened. A halo of indigo discoloration. You fumble to reach the... You've botched it.